Hi everybody, what's up? Happy Monday. Anexis here. Welcome to Blind Woman Reviews. This is where I, a totally blind woman, review mainly fiction as of now. Just stories and all the books I read so far. I have yet to review a series, but then again, I'm still reacting to two of them, so I guess you'll see that soon once I'm done with a couple of them. So today I will be starting a new series of books, and I'm going to be reviewing Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. If you would like this book after this review, if you find it interesting and you would like to purchase it, there will be a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase, I do make a small commission. However, this is at no cost to you whatsoever, so you don't pay extra at all. But, I would appreciate the help. But I thought I'd let you know anyway, actually. So, I will be reviewing that. So let's talk about this awesome book. So you kind of already know I like the book based on what I just said, but you know what? We have to talk about it. So I'm going to be reading the Goodreads synopsis like I did with Siege and Storm and, what is it? Ruin and Rising. There it is. Oh, and before I start, I haven't been paying attention to the dates because all my videos, especially for Monday, are pre-filmed so that they come out at scheduled times for you guys. And I hadn't paid attention when I posted my last recommendations video that it was June 2nd, because I guess I didn't really realize it when I was posting. But happy Pride Month, everyone. This video, you'll see it in Pride Month. So happy Pride Month to you, and I hope you have a great Pride Month. So happy Pride Month. I'm a few days late, but happy Pride Month anyway. So let's start with this lovely description. A maiden, chosen from birth to usher in a new era, Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solitary, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, she would rather be with the guards, fighting back the evil that took her family, than preparing to be found worthy by the gods. But the choice has never been hers. A duty. The entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's shoulders, something she's not even quite sure she wants for herself. Because a maiden has a heart and a soul and longing, and when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard, honor bound to ensure her ascension, enters her life, destiny and duty become tangled with desire and need. He incites her anger, makes her question everything she believes in, and tempts her with the forbidden. A kingdom, forsaken by the gods and feared by mortals, a fallen kingdom is rising once more, determined to take back what they believe is theirs through violence and vengeance. And as the shadow of those cursed draws closer, the line between what is forbidden and what is right becomes blurred. Poppy is not only on the verge of losing her heart and being found unworthy by the gods, but also her life when every blood-soaked thread that holds her world together begins to unravel. So before I start with a review, one thing that I think you should know before reading this book is that there is a show of abuse. There is also some implication of the fact that it has happened before, but basically there is abuse. There is a point where there is a scene in the book where our main character is shown that she's physically abused. So if that might trigger you, that might be something you want to consider before reading From Blood and Ash. It's very it's a very heartbreaking scene. I just want to say it's very heartbreaking. So I wanted to mention that before you read, to consider if this will trigger you or not. There is a scene in that way. There is physical abuse. I don't know if there are any other trigger warnings, but this is the main one I noticed. So just know that. Do your content warning search. Anyway, I loved this book. This book is amazing. This book was wonderful. It was also very well narrated because I read this in audiobook. Yes, guys, audiobook listening is reading. I'm just saying, in case there are any naysayers out there. Audiobook listening is reading. So I read this through an audiobook, but this was a great book. I loved it. It was super fast paced and it built up to everything. The writing was wonderful. It was narrated actually by the person who narrated A Court of Silver Flames. I forgot her name, but she's a really good narrator. And I think Poppy, she does a really good job. So yes, it's a great book. Well narrated. A lot of it has a lot of interesting like scenes in there. I think I read that book in either a couple of weeks or a couple of days. That depended because sometimes I wasn't in the mood for audiobook and I didn't have a ebook to transfer to or like a braille version of it, so I had to do what I could. But anyway, yes. So it was a lovely read. I think Poppy is a well thought out character, as was Hawk, and as was every other character there. Thankfully, this series is ongoing, so some characters that I wanted more development from are probably gonna get some more in the next few books, like Tawny, because we kind of we see her. She's great, and she's interesting. But I would love to learn more about her, and I'm hoping that through books 4, 5, and 6, we get to learn more about her, just because of the ending of book 3. But it's a really interesting book, and her feelings are shown so well. But all characters are well thought out, and because there's supposed to be a romantic subplot, Hawk is actually a very well thought out romantic interest. The one thing I'll say is this: it doesn't actually start out as romance. It kind of starts off as attraction and friendship, because when Poppy sees him for the first time, and she has seen him before, but like when she sees him in person, she is actually very much attracted to Hawk. So it kind of starts off as instant attraction, not insta love, but more like instant attraction is the way I see this one, which I don't think is bad. It's actually much better than insta love. And when insta love isn't done right, honestly, I just hate it. Most of the time I hate insta love. So this kind of show starts off as more like an instant attraction, mainly a physical attraction, and it also then eventually, they have great banter. Like their banter is amazing and I love it. So yeah. Before I continue, I want to mention this is also an adult book. So this is not young adult, this is an adult book. Just thought I would mention this is very much an adult book. The violence is not the big issue here. There is adult content. There is a sex scene, and as the series continues, it just becomes more adult. So anyway, yeah, it's a great adult fantasy. Just saying, it's a great adult fantasy. I read very few adult fantasy. This one, amazing. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes. So, their banter is amazing. So, it does start as instant physical attraction that later leads to a friendship. And their friendship mainly begins when he does become her guard in the story. And due to that, he is sworn to protect her. And from there, he does become her friend. And she eventually becomes his friend. So, which actually makes the ending, which I will not spoil. I am trying very hard actually not to do a spoiler thing. But if I can, I'll tell you if I'm going to spoil. But I'm trying very, very hard not to spoil anything. But basically, when it makes the ending so of From Blood and Ash so much more heartbreaking, because you know, like, their friendship was built in so well, and the eventual betrayal that happens in this book, it makes it so much more heartbreaking and so much more like, I don't know, I don't even know if the right what the right word for this, but it just makes it so much better because it was built up so well, and their characters were developed so well. This is only told in Poppy's point of view. I actually think it would be super awesome to get Hawk's point of view, but we have not gotten Hawk's point of view, and it would be amazing to get it at some point. But this is only shown in her point of view, and we get to see everything through her point of view. But even though it's through her point of view, we get to see these characters develop so well. The writing is wonderful. It's a very fast-paced book, but it does, when it needs to slow down, it will. And, you know, Poppy as a character is a badass, and I love her. She is on top of my favorite characters. Definitely Selena Sardathian slash. Okay, sorry guys. Definitely Selena Sardathian slash Aelin Astrover Whitethorn Galathinius is a favorite as well. But she is in the top. She's definitely in the top two, along with Bryce Quenlin, and Nesta Archeron. She is definitely in that top favorite character, in the top favorites, because she's amazing as a character. And Hawk is by far one of my most favorite, romantic interests, along with Four from Divergent. I just realized I should have probably explained where the other characters are from, but if you don't know, Selena Sardathian slash Aelin Galathinius is from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Nesta Archeron is from the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. Bryce Quenlin is from the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. As you can see, she makes such great characters. So just think about that if they're in those top favorites. And then Four is from Tobias Eaton from Divergent. He's definitely one of my favorite romantic interests. Elias Viturius from An Ember in the Ashes. Definitely a favorite. Like, those two are my top favorite romantic interests, and Hawk is definitely there. He is definitely. Oh, and Resend. He's definitely in there with Resend from A Court of Thorns and Roses, as well as Rowan from Throne of Glass, and Hunt / Orion from Crescent City. So, as you can see, every single every romantic partner that Sarah J. Maas tends to build is a favorite. But yes, these are some of my favorites, and I love how Hawk was designed as the romantic plot, but it doesn't kind of start off as a romance. It starts off sort of like an attraction, and that leads to friendship, that leads to somewhat of a relationship that I wouldn't quite consider romantic just yet. I still see it as attraction in the beginning, and that she slowly starts to fall for him. That's what I see when I read it. The next two books are a different story entirely, but yeah. And it ends with such a cliffhanger that I just automatically, I remember I finished the book and I automatically went to the next book. Like, I didn't wait for the next day. I automatically went to A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. But to hear my thoughts on that, you have to tune in next Monday. So yes, those are my thoughts on the book so far. If you have read From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, leave a comment below. Give me your thoughts. If you're going to do spoilers, let others know in the comments that you will be doing spoilers, because I have chosen not to do spoilers for this as much as I really wanted to, because if I start gushing about this book, it'll be like an hour it'll be like a 45-minute spoiler video, and I already do that to you guys when I react to stuff. I don't want to do that. But like, seriously, if you've read it, let me know. Like this video if you find any entertainment or enjoyment out of this. Subscribe as well. I post very frequently, usually Mondays and Fridays, mostly Mondays. Because as I'm recording right now, I'm still in my college semester, but I should be off next week. Right now, I'm recording this in May. What's today? May wait. 12. I'm recording this on May 12th. So right now I should be able to finish the 21st of May. So I'm recording this pre-recorded. But if I don't post certain Fridays, this will be why. But I'm gonna try my best. So through the summer, I'm hoping to make sure I post a lot more. But anyway, now if you are interested in this book, there will be an affiliate link in the description. If you make a purchase, I make a small commission at no cost to you. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Voiceover on mute. Quick time play. Show capture. 1.6 show captured device. Stop recording.